Hello. I know it's been a while. Kind of had to go find a new job. We're back. This is TTCombat RumbleSlam. This is the build for it. Weirdly, my hand movements and me talking is not me talking. This is a voiceover after the fact. Yeah. So, we are building the RumbleSlam ring. It's the rookie one. It's not the one with the gaming tray underneath it. If I could have picked up the gaming tray one underneath it, I would have got that while I was at Salute, but they were out of stock. The weird thing about this as well is I can see my knife there on the table, and I have no idea where it is at the minute. Right, let's crack this thing open, shall we? And, oh, no, we're going to talk about this first. So that is a Dark Wizards Astrolabe by SMFX Models and More. I picked this up at Salute as well, quickly put it together. It's not too complicated. I'm going to show you the box with the QR code on it, so you should be able to trace it. It'll be coming up any second. There you go. That's the box that it came in. Took a bit of sand to get the edges off. They said it was cast, but it is 3D printed. You've still got the supports on it. It's a lovely little thing. Comes in sections. Took about 15 minutes to put together once I realised which way around part of it went. Right, let us get back on to doing this, shall we? Let's crack this open. Here we go. Look at all these stars already falling out. Most of the stars are actually missing, I'll be honest. There's a code and no instructions as always. Now, you will need the instructions at one point because when it comes to the ring posts and supports, I had to actually go and look it up. I thought it was fairly easy. Here is the side skirts. So that's the bit that's going to go around the outside of the ring. Nope, that's not the side skirts, sorry, that's the ring posts. They are the ring posts. So they go around the corners of the ring. These are the side skirts. And I'm about to do something weird. No, I'm just going to point out the 4 side skirts. I didn't know what these bits were. These confused me. Lots of stars. But it's the actual ring rope holders, and obviously that's the map. And the rest of that is the top of the posts and the supports for the side of the skirts. I haven't glued anything on this. It's all been built, apart from the stars on the top, which we will get to in a moment. Right, just going to pop out these edges. This isn't going to be in real time. I am going to start jumping and starting as we go through this to cut it down. It took me about 40 minutes to build it all together. And as I said, none of it's actually glued apart from the bit I broke, which I then just glued and repaired because it's MDF. And as such, it works really well with PVA glue, as always, because it's paper. You can see here, we're just popping this out. This is an edge. Pop out those stars. Work out which way around it goes. And just by magic, look, there's all 4 of them popped out. So these are the side supports. Now at this point, I don't know what those sections there I'm pointing at actually do. Turns out, and this isn't in the instructions, they go under the ring to hold the side mounts on. There is a smaller one, which I'll show you in a second, that mounts these up. And these go in 2s, because obviously the thickness of the MDF can be measured up to the size of the hole it's going to support. And it's just a side support. The ring is, see, freestanding. Once you built the ring, you don't really need them on. They're just there to look good as a bit of... And here we go, putting the edges into the board. As you can see, they slot in. I haven't filed these like I would do with the normal scenery, but my original plan was it's quite a large square, and as such, I may want to take it to bits again. If you got the version with the drawer in it, you can obviously put the game pieces in the drawer underneath it, and you're done. You can leave it up, and it's there for when you need the game. They do also do extra bits and pieces. So you've got a entrance ramp and the seating for the crowd. Obviously makes no difference in gameplay at all. They look good, so if you wanted to build like a wrestling ring and then have the crowd around it and play games with the atmosphere, you'd be able to, and it would look awesome. It is a thought, if I ever decided to make a YouTube channel of us playing, then it might be nice to have the ramp and do silly things like have them walk down the ramp and have the crowd chant. Now, at this point, I am trying to work out how to build these corners. If memory serves, because I filmed this yesterday and I'm doing the voiceover today, yep, there we go. I started finding all these different shaped pieces. So as you can see here, they are outer corners and they match up with the longer edge, because I got very confused here. Give me 2 seconds and we'll get all of them popped out to show you. And as you can see, we've got the 2 straights and then the like a S-bendy straight, and they slot together like this, which is a bit tricky because, yet again, haven't filed them. And then they're going to slot into those 2 points under there. And there's going to be a bit of a gap. Why? Because the ring posts are separate and they slide over the top of it, which when I first built them, I got a little confused about. So here we go, just slotting all these in. We'll get them in and then we'll carry on. So that's all 4 in. And now we're going to take the ring post itself. Now, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. They go left and right, different lengths as they go around, because obviously they need to hold together. And they hold together with another piece, which we'll see in a minute, hopefully. He says, It is a fun game. The dice system is interesting, and the way it works, you kind of have teams on teams within the ring, and the ring is 10 inches across. So there's 10 squares by 10 squares. Weirdly, that thumping noise, if you could hear it, was me counting the 10 squares just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. So it is a 10 foot by 10 foot ring, effectively. And all the characters you can get, and there's loads, are some are originals, some are based on characters from popular culture, some are just taking the mickey out of other wrestlers, and there's some genius fantasy creatures in there. It's not a bad game. We only had a brief tester game while we were playing at Salute, and I haven't played a full game yet. It is planned sometime next month. We're going to try and actually play it. Unfortunately, my play partner, he lives 100 miles away, so we only get together about once a month. So if you look at the actual ring edge there, as I was pointing out, there's like a node on the end of the outer wall connection. See that bit there? And it kind of latches into the other one to hold them in place. They're quite awkward and fiddly to get in, and it is MDF, so be careful when you're doing it. This will eventually go click. There we go, that's in. And obviously those smaller squares you can see at the side, which I haven't noticed at this point, go in and make that to a square. So give me 2 seconds and we'll jump to that. Now, if you're wondering, I did film the entire thing. So there's like 40 minutes of me waffling away underneath this as I built it. I've skipped that. We've just redone the sound over it. Now, as you can see, these bits have a 3-pin and a 2-pin, because I didn't notice this when I first started doing it, because I didn't pay attention to the instructions. I thought this should be easy. I'm building 4 corners. I'm building a flat bit with some walls in. I've built so much TT terrain. This isn't going to be an issue. I had to look up the instructions. And those little pegs that I'm pointing at on the bottom, there's like a little hole. It's what those bigger clips go into, which you can see just here on the deck, around the bottom middle of the screen. I couldn't work out where they went, and they're not in the instructions. They're actually what hold the ring posts to the ring from the underside. Stops them moving around, because the ring post itself has a bit of a gap in it, which I also didn't get, but that's for the actual ring corner itself. So you can slide them off and slide them in if you wanted to do something fancy. So let's say you wanted to play about and do something like a double ring, which you wouldn't do with the game, but they do in certain wrestling promotions. You'd probably need to take the central ring posts out to fit it together. But then again, you may not want to do that. I don't know. Right, What's next on my list? Oh, well, this is the one I broke because those clips, they are a little thin. So we're just going to put a bead of PVA glue on here and then just run a bead down the body and then just push that into position. And it's PVA, so we know it's going to hold fairly firm because it's paper on paper. It's not, it's MDF, but we know it's compressed wood fibre. And there's me just wiping away the excess PVA. Right, where is the next bit? As you can see here, we're now going to be putting on a platform. And this is the bit that holds the rope support in. So it's this weird piece, which I should show you any second. Nope, this is still the platforms. I'm just going to do it. This won't take a second because they just slide in. They just, and yeah, my fat arm is in the way of showing you. See, just slip in like that. Done. And that gap in the middle is for that corner of the ring, as I was just pointing to there. Now, here we go. I've got to pop them off the thing. Everything had fallen on the floor at this point, so it was becoming a bit of a pain. And if you look across the back there, there's my Frostgrave gang getting ready to be painted. There we go. There you go. There's the lip. See? And the rope's wrapped through there. That one did get broke because I forgot to clip it with a knife. It just caught. Because at this point, I'd actually lost the knife. So we're just going to put some PVA on there, push it back together, and carry on. We fix our mistakes. As always, it is just layered compressed wood, so it can damage. Be careful. Always remember to cut your clips and so on. They are only little dots on the wood where you separate it off. But I thought, yeah, there's the other three. So once we get those out, there is a side piece as well. There's a square side piece, which we are going to go cut off the other piece now, which is what I'm doing. Oh no, I found the SMFX and more for the thing at the beginning. Yeah, I found that halfway through. I will put links in the bottom part as always to everything that I'm doing here. Right, here you go. There's the square piece, and as you can see, slots in and across the top. I know you can't see this. I'm actually moving a mouse around the top of these units. They will latch is not a word. Latch with the piece that goes on the top, which gets me a bit confused because there is a secondary piece that goes on the top, which is a star, and you have to glue that in place. It doesn't actually clip into the top of the post at all. So I did have to glue those all on. Unfortunately, I have a feeling I lost video at this point because my camera only films like 26 minutes and this took me 40-ish. So there's about a minute where I'm still babbling away and I haven't actually been filming. And it's about to come. So you're not going to see me put the top on for a few of these. But you will get to see it for one. There you go. There's the top. Tiny square hole goes towards the rope support. And here I've kind of got it the wrong way around. Just quickly do it. Flip it. Oh yeah. Paying no attention to myself. And that slots in. And that's how all four of those go together. Then obviously the other square just glues on top, which I think you'll see in a second. So here we go. That's the star piece. It just glues on there. Can't think of any other way to do it. There's no way to lock it in. I tried to work it out. That these bits don't match up with the other piece. Just a case of gluing it on and having done with it. Sorry. A lot of talking. Voice is going. Right. Flip it over. And as you can see, just slides in. I haven't glued the tops on at this point because wasn't going to do it on camera. You don't need to see me glue stuff on camera. 4 of those slide in, and then on the other side there is the other clip, which we use just to hook them into place, which we'll do right now. As you can see, I've now glued the tops on, and they're just drying happily. We'll just slide this in here like that, flip it over, And the wider clip just slots underneath in those 2 holes. Just holds it in place. See? And click. Put the other one in the other side. We'll get all 4 of these done. And with that, we will now thread the rope. Now, the rope is elastic and slightly longer than it needs to be. Well, I'd say slightly, it's quite a lot longer than it needs to be. The way I did it is I tied the knot in one end and threaded it through the first hole. Well, it's not a hole, the first hook. Originally, I tried just to run it around and see how far it would actually go. But I ended up tying a knot in it at the start, because having a double rope on one side looked weird. So I tied a knot in it to start with. I pulled it all the way through, which I think we're going to do now, and then tie the knot at the other end. I haven't actually cut the knot off yet on the other end. I have re-knotted it this morning. It looks quite good. And that's it. That's how to build a RumbleSlam ring. It's not that complicated. There we go. I've got the knot tied. Just watch this bit. See, there's the knot. That hooks in and holds in place. Pull it taut. Or tight. Taut, tight. I suppose it depends if you're English or so on. Through there. Pull it a bit. Now you can double it to there. I think that looks silly. So what we'll do, we'll release that. Work out what that is. Tie a knot. Wow, it takes me ages to tie a knot. And then we'll just hook that back through there. There you go. That's the bottom ring. Or the bottom rope. And then we'll do the other ones, which I'm not going to make you watch. We'll just get to the end. There you go. Be putting in the last rope. And that is the RumbleSlam ring built. I hope you enjoyed this one. I've got a load more TT Combat videos coming.